the Rise Up Family exclusive. Number one sports community organization in the world. Second to none. I know what it is. I had to do this.
DAP Multimedia Group consists of DAP Entertainment, Buffalo's WDAP Radio, DAP Multimedia Group Television Network, DAP TV, and DAP Media and Mentoring Program. Now airing on DAP TV every Tuesday at 7 p.m. is the Diva Talks Live show. New shows for 2021 coming soon. If you would like to be a sponsor of a television or radio show, or perhaps just advertise with us, give us a call at 716-748-5977. DAP Multimedia Group, providing all of your multimedia and entertainment needs.
Hey, what's going on, world? You know what it is. I am Andre the Torch Robinson. The fire starter is here, man. He is here at WDAP Studios. If you want the unlimited sports talk, come right here to Rise Up Unlimited every Thursday, 3 p.m. on your dial, all right? Make sure you tune in to the number one interactive radio show in the entire land, point blank, period. And if you have not subscribed to WDAP Radio on Spreaker.com or WDAP TV, you should do so now, all right? Rise Up Family, you know who we are. Subscribe there too. Rise Up Family, all right? This is the Rise Up Unlimited show, WDAP Radio.
Buffalo's WDAP Radio, Speaker.com.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? You know what it is. You have entered into the land of the unlimited. And I am the fire starter. Andre the Torch Robinson is in the building. What's up? Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now, whether you on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, the whole 9 yards. We appreciate you. Shout out to WDAP Radio and WDAP TV. If you have not subscribed yet, you should click that button. Make sure you subscribe right now. All right. We got a great show coming up for you. I got my guy Dalton Smith in the building. He's here as well. Shout out to everybody on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Let's get right to it, Dalton. Let's let them know what's going on in sports. Today, we got a whole lot of stuff going on. Right now, they got the College World Series going on right now. Oklahoma is up 5-1 on Florida State in the deciding Game 3 series right now. Women's College World Series Finals. Oklahoma, the Sooners, 5-1 right now, up over the Florida State Seminoles in the bottom of the fourth, or top of the fourth. All right, tonight, 7:30, Brooklyn is in the house as they go against the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, that's on ESPN. 10 o'clock tonight, the Clippers will take on the Jazz. All right, 10 o'clock. All right. In NHL action, we got the Vegas Golden Knights. This has been a crazy series, by the way. Those who did not watch the last game, Jonathan Marchand ended up with a hat trick as the Vegas Golden Knights won that game. I think it was 6-2, the last game. Now, MLB action. A lot of MLB action going on. Dodgers 5-3 right now over the Pirates. Cincinnati Reds 2-1 right now over the Milwaukee Brewers in the top of the 6, 2 outs. All right, Atlanta 3-2 over the Phillies right now. Detroit has already beat the Seattle Mariners 8-3. San Francisco and Washington will take commits tonight at 7:05. 7:10 Miami and Colorado. 7:10 Houston, who just was here in Buffalo, by the way, when they played the Toronto Blue Jays. Tremendous, exciting experience, by the way. I will put that out there right now. They play the Boston Red Sox tonight at 7:10. And speaking of those Blue Jays, the Blue Jays will go against the Chicago White Sox at 8 o'clock. Yankees and Twins, all right, at 8:10. I don't know if y'all know about the debate, the debacle going on there. Josh Donaldson calling out pitchers for using performance enhancers. And I don't think we're talking about the drugs, but we're talking about some performance enhancers that enhance your spin rate on your pitches. All right, we'll get into it. Now, 9:40, Kansas City and Oakland. All right, 9:40, Kansas City and Oakland. I already told you the Women's World Series is going on bottom of the fourth. Oklahoma up 5-1. In WNBA, Washington and LA will battle it out. 7 p.m. That's on ESPN Sports Line, Sports Night. Where you can find that. All right. Also, a lot of tennis going on. Serena's already been knocked out. I'm waiting for her to win her 24th, for God's sake. But nevertheless, has not happened. Has not happened. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy and a lot of conflict as far as Serena Williams in this 24th. But speaking of conflict, I've been watching a lot of shows lately. And a lot of shows have been, pretty much in a nutshell, promoting conflict. They have been, they've been a lot of beef, a lot of enlightenment on beefs. Like today, I watched Kendrick Perkins and Mingo's guy Quavo going at it. I guess they had a little Twitter beef. They both was on First Take, and they got into it a little bit about what Kendrick Perkins did or what he did. So you know what? I actually been watching, and I think I want to try it myself. So I want to try a little something here. Motive little conflict, but in a sports debate kind of way. So don't mind me, but here it goes. All right, this is something I just thought of just recently, and I said, hey, they should pay me the big bucks. Flow cold as some hockey pucks. A certain guy said he was Defensive Player of the Year. Then Kevin Durant double-crossed you. And I know it ain't fair. But hey, Giannis, Angelina, can you put that picture up for me? One time. Can you put the picture up? Hey, Giannis. Now that's how a Rudy Gobert. That's how a Rudy Gobert. Okay? Now, with that being said, speaking of the Jazz, take note. Take note, Giannis. Take note. This guy just became Defensive Player of the Year for the third time in the last 5 years? 3 times in the last 5 years. He's been Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert. Kevin Durant double-crossed you, hit a 3 in your face, made you look bad. Matter of fact, the Nets has really been making you look bad. And this guy on the perimeter blocks a game-tying shot by Marcus Morris. I guess that was redemption for Stephen Curry turning him around. I think y'all remember that years ago. Stephen Curry turned him around all the way around like a carousel. I guess he stopped horsing around and played some defense. But Curry ended up scoring, obviously. We know that. But the Jazz scored a win last night off of that, or the night before off of that. And speaking of the Jazz, I want to talk about this guy right here for the Utah Jazz. Put his picture up. Mr. Donovan. Put Donovan. Shout out to Donovan, by the way. My guy, Donovan. I ain't seen him in a while. Shout out to Donovan. Dalton, you know who I'm talking about. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
I haven't heard from him since the Lakers lost, but we'll talk about that a little bit. But put Donovan Mitchell up on the screen if you can, please. Thank you. I appreciate you. Because I want to give Donovan Mitchell his props, his flowers right now on the show. We talk about superstars all the time. So there's levels to this. There's superstars, all-stars, okay, average folks, then folks of mediocrity. And then there's others that just plain suck. Just suck. Dumpster juice players, right? But this guy right here deserves to be in the superstar category. I'll tell you why. First and foremost, when you get a guy who gets comparisons to Dwayne Wade, that's a pretty good comparison. D Wade being like 3rd or 4th best shooting guard of all time. That's a great comparison. Donovan Mitchell has done nothing but come into the league as a late rounder, by the way, late round pick, and done nothing but put up numbers. So rookie season, he put up 20.5. 24.5 points per game, y'all. 20.5. In the second year, his totals went up 4 points as he put up 24 points a game. 2019, 24 points a game. This year, a whopping 26.4. Yes, he played only 53 games. I get it. But Donovan Mitchell, when he plays, produces. And there's another certain guy who just won MVP of the league with the same stat line in points. And that was Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic, for his first time in his career, folks, actually put up plus 21 points for his career. Plus 21. Folks argued me up and down about Jamal Murray being the guy, but I want to talk about Donovan Mitchell. This guy has done nothing but put up numbers. 21 his first year, 24 his second, 24 his third, 26 his fourth. And his Utah Jazz have the number 1 seed right now currently in these playoffs. It is about time to put him where he belongs, and that is in superstar status. Okay? If we talk about Nikola Jokic being a superstar, then he's a superstar. If we talk about other guys like Dame Lillard, then he's a superstar. Okay? This guy with Rudy Gobert, who isn't really known for scoring like that, he's more for defensive prowess, rebounding, blocking shots, has done nothing but produce. Get this guy his props. In game 1, he dropped a plain 45, a gun-loaded 45 to beat the Clippers, in which the Clippers, y'all should know better. Y'all should already know better. Didn't y'all just go against Luka Doncic? Luka Doncic torched y'all the whole series, and now it's looking like Donovan Mitchell is going to do the same. Luka Doncic is a superstar, correct? According to you, would Luka Doncic be a superstar to you, though? He's a superstar?
Yes, sir. He is a superstar.
Okay. Donovan Mitchell is a superstar. I need folks to give props where props is due. And this is one of those times. Okay. Donovan Mitchell is the guy. All right. Now, again, watch tonight. Watch tonight, game 2. All right. Utah and the Clippers. Speaking of a certain Clipper, we need to get to this guy. The guy with the braids who looks different to Angelita. Angelita didn't recognize him either. I'm sure you wouldn't recognize him either because this guy sometimes is just unrecognizable. Let's talk about this guy here, Mr. Paul George. Paul George! I'm calling you out today. Last week, I told you that I had suspended your two-way card as far as being a two-way player. Last week, I suspended it. This week, I'm going to make sure people know why you're not a two-way player at all and why you have fallen from grace. It's a disgrace what I'm seeing from Paul George. Just read the notion. Games in which players have shot 25% or worse in playoffs. Post-shot clock era. Paul George has done it 10 times. 10 times. 10 times. This is one of those moments where 10 times doesn't sound good. Usually it sounds good when you talk about rings and WWE championships. But in this case, this one just really takes the cake for me. Paul George, if you don't get your 4 for 15 shooting behind together, if you don't get your supposed to be defensive prowess self together, you letting Donovan Mitchell just drop buckets on you in game 1 like it was nobody's business. Where is Paul George? Mr. Playoff P, or is it Pandemic P? I don't know which P it is. And again, for another week, I don't know which P you are or which P you have, sir. I need to know. Which one is it? Is this the series where Utah beat y'all in 5, beat y'all in 6 because you can't play no defense? Because you want to shoot 4 for 15, sir? 10 times. 10. And remember, this guy was supposed to have been a superstar. Remember that, Dalton, coming out of
Yes, sir.
Indiana?
I remember that.
Mr. Indiana was superstar in the playoffs, and everybody liked him. Oh yeah, he was gritty. And then I guess the injury happened. Somebody asked me a question and said, "Well, is it really Paul George's fault that because of injury, like he's diminished some?" And I will say that some of it is on Paul George's mental, and some of it may be injury. But I'm gonna say it's probably about 70-30. Because I've watched guys with injuries come back, i.e. Kevin Durant, who's playing the best ball of his life right now. Okay? Injuries happen. I don't know if I'm letting Paul George get off on the injury excuse. He plays with a really good team, Kawhi Leonard, and all the rest of the guys that he's played with since after Indiana. And he's produced nothing. Nothing. And you guys don't want to let Donovan Mitchell be a superstar, but you had this guy on your lips, on y'all lips, Paul George. Okay? You had him on your lips. You claimed that he was a superstar, but he came off to be an imposter. And in playoff time, he comes off as an imposter for sure. All right? 4 of 15, 5 of 17. That's superstar numbers to you, Dalton? Those
Yes,
Oh yeah, for Paul George, those would be
For Paul
superstar.
George.
Right, for Paul George, 5 and 17, superstar numbers. Can't guard a lick. All right, letting Luka Doncic just do you filthy. Come in your house, make eggs and sausage and pancakes, cooking it up on your couch like it's nobody's business. And now Donovan Mitchell is doing the same thing, cooking up 45 points. Where are y'all? I thought y'all played defense. Where are you? I don't see you. Paul George, you're on my it list this week, sir. You, Giannis. I got a list of overrated players in this playoff season, and I'm gonna name them later. And both of y'all are on it. I just haven't decided yet whether you're 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 yet. But nevertheless, if you out there listening right now, put your 5 most overrated players of this NBA playoff season in the comment section. Put them in there. All right. I want to talk about a guy who's not overrated, that people are sleeping on totally. I want to talk about him. I got to talk about him. And we will talk about the series in general, but I got to talk about these guys. I need the guy that's played for 3 teams, that's played for the New Orleans Hornets, the guy who has played for the LA Clippers, and now the Phoenix Suns. The guy with the number 3. If you can pull him up, please pull him up. Oh, there he is. Beautiful. I am talking about Mr. State Farm Insurance commercial guru, point guard, Chris Paul. Now, I was listening to a show recently. Shout out to Talk Killers Tuesday. Shout out to my guy, Brian Thomas, Dennis Holmes, and others who was having this conversation about one Chris Paul. But I have to also shout out another person, and her name is Sharon Mullen. I, first and foremost, have a whole lot of love and respect for you. Let's be clear, Chocolate Girl. And I know you're going to watch this, so watch carefully at the words that come out of my mouth. And I'm not Chris Tucker. The hate for Chris Paul is unbelievable. The crap that I'm hearing about Chris Paul is unreal. I heard a comment that said Chris Paul is not an influential part of why the Phoenix Suns are where they are now. Blasphemous! That is absolutely absurd. Absolutely ridiculous and absurd. For you to sit here and say that, for anybody to say that, is absolutely absurd. Let me give you some premise. You know that bubble that y'all like to talk about? That bubble last year that the Phoenix Suns went undefeated in, 9-0. Devin Booker was on the team. Yeah, they went undefeated. Yeah, they went undefeated after 2 months, damn near 2 months of rest, players getting rest, coaches being able to reevaluate themselves, and before the bubble, being 25-39, which is 14 games under 500. And for some reason, folks thought that the Phoenix Suns had this upward trajectory because they were playing in an AAU tournament. Yes, I call it the AAU tournament. There's no fans. It is totally different from regular season basketball, totally different from playoff basketball. And you guys sit up here and said, oh, and just took the bait. It was like putting cheese on a trap and letting the mouse fall right into it. Oh yeah, they're upward trajectory. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. They were 10th in the West last year. Didn't make the playoffs. By the way, they had Kelly Oubre on the team. He's just a 19-point player right now. Kelly Oubre. In fact, Kelly Oubre plays for the Warriors. In the play-in, they probably beat the Lakers too. But nevertheless, you got to be kidding me. A roster that was a whole lot better. Ricky Rubio, they had better players, a deeper bench, and the same coach in Monty Williams. And they were just 10th in the West, right? So let me give Chris Paul his flowers right now. Do you know that Chris Paul is a 50, 40, 90 player right now?
Did not know that.
Did anybody know that Chris Paul is a 50, 40, 90 player right now? Because we surely talk about accolades and we put them in the brightest of lights. Kyrie Irving, 50, 40, 90 player this year, right? Best season of his career, right? Chris Paul is a 50, 40, 90 player. Not only is his plus minus only at a +5 this year, which is better than 70% of the league, by the way. Better than most of those guys that we talk about that's in the playoffs. But his on the court versus off the court is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let me tell you what Chris Paul does, by the way. Chris Paul is the guy. See, here's the difference between LeBron James and Chris Paul. And I hate to bring up LeBron James, but I got to do it. I got to do it for the sake of understanding. See, when you carry, you know how everybody be talking about carrying stuff, right? Remember LeBron James said he got shoulders meant for carrying the team, right? Okay, well, guess what? You carry a fetus. And when you carry a fetus, it turns into a baby. But when you have a baby and you develop a baby the right way, the baby turns into a grown man or a grown woman. Am I right or wrong? Somebody tell me when I'm wrong. And I ain't trying to preach, but that's just the truth. When you carry it, when you develop a baby, they either turn into a grown man or a grown woman. That's what Chris Paul does. Chris Paul develops folks. LeBron James carries folks. He carries folks. Chris Paul develops them. Ask DeAndre Ayton how he feels about Chris Paul being on the team. DeAndre Ayton from year 1 to year 2, phenomenally different from year 1. Get at the Chris Paul. I heard people say, well, Devin Booker is the X factor. Really? Because Devin Booker just put up the same numbers he did last year, this year. And I'm sorry. The Suns are 51 games this year? They won 51 games this year, went to the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, and are 20 games better than they were last year because they won the playoffs and they won a series, which makes them 20 plus games better than last year. And you mean to tell me one of the best floor generals of all time has nothing to do with it, or he's minute when it comes to the success of this team? You're wilding. You guys are wilding. Wild. And I just gave you premise. Go facts check me. Everything I said, legit. Chris Paul, 17-9 this year. Okay. Guess who won the MVP with 18-9? Steve Nash.
Steve Nash?
Steve Nash.
Wow.
Yes. It's most valuable player, not most valuable team, which is the reason why the hate on Chris Paul is phenomenally stinky. I can't believe it. I'm appalled. I'm appalled at some folks who've been hating. Now, Sharon, I ain't really mad at you. I understand. But guess what? It's legit. Chris Paul is the legit reason. If he's not half the reason, he's more than half on why the Suns are successful now. For real. Cameron Payne, Cameron Johnson, those guys developing very well under the tutelage of Chris Paul. Who you think out there coaching besides Monty Williams, second-year coach in year one, who was 14 games under 500 before the bubble? You thought that just happened by coincidence? Come on. Give Chris Paul his respect.
Yep.
You guys are killing me with this Chris Paul hate. You're killing me. I could get into it even more and tell you that everywhere Chris Paul has went, Chris Paul has made that team a playoff team. I could also go that far too. But I'll stop there for now. I'll stop here. All right. Speaking on the Suns, I want to shout out somebody else because they told me the Suns wasn't going to beat the Lakers.
Oh, I know who it is, though.
Producers, Angelita, did we not have this conversation last week when I said it was over in 6? Did we not have the conversation when I said LeBron James is 14-0 in elimination games? Well, he's going to be 14-1 today. Did we not? Did I not say that last week?
Yes, you did. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. For those who keep sleeping on the Phoenix Suns, don't. Wake up. The best thing in the world is to be aware. Be aware the Phoenix Suns is coming. Be aware they're about to beat the Nuggets too. Oh, that's right. Let's get to it. Basketball scores, folks. Let's get to these basketball scores. All right. First and foremost, last night, if you missed last night's game, you missed a doozy. Want to know why? Because that MVP that everybody keeps I don't want to say, that's a bad term. I won't say that term. The one that y'all keep giving all this hype and praise to in Nikola Jokic, yeah. Suns 122-105. Do I need to repeat it again? Suns 122-105. Chris Paul 21 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds. Nikola Jokic 22 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Who played better last night, Chris Paul or Nikola Jokic? I'll wait.
Is it Chris Paul?
The answer would be ding, 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 ding. Chris Paul for 500.
And about this game last night, pathetic.
The struggle Nuggets struggling again. Okay, where's Jamal Murray when you need him? I keep saying that, and I don't want to hear no excuse because they even got Will Barton back last night. Will Barton actually was trying to snap a little bit. He was trying to help them out as much as he could. And you lost by 17. I keep telling people about this Phoenix Sun team. The Phoenix Suns wear you down. They beat you up physically. In the first half, you could probably keep close with Phoenix in the first half. But as soon as the second half happens, fatigue sets in because the Phoenix Suns just continue to beat you up until the game is out of hand. And by the time you look, it's already, the lights have dimmed and the dust has settled and the Phoenix Suns have won another game. 122-105, folks. I see more of the same in game 2. More of the same. Devin Booker only had 18 in game one, folks. For those who are Devin Booker, I call him Booker because that's what he do. He book 'em. When he shoot, he books them. He books them. You can best believe Devin Booker is a superstar, by the way. Give Devin Booker his props. That's why Donovan Mitchell is a superstar, because they consistently do what they do. Superstar on a high level. Superstar. Devin Booker, superstar. Donovan Mitchell, superstar. Stop trying to have the antsies in the last minute. I'm content. I'm kind of scared to put them on that level. No, they deserve to be on that level. Okay, they deserve it. Now give it to them. Give them their flowers. Oh, another game that happened Monday. We might as well talk about this one because in the beginning when I was having a little fun with Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm calling you out too. You are overrated in these playoffs, sir. In the first series, you averaged 10% from 3 feet or better. 10%, and you were two-time MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year, which obviously you getting exposed in this series already. The Nets 125, the Bucks 86. What happened? What happened to these Bucks? Everybody was riding their coattail when it was Miami. Remember that? Producer Angelita, you remember? You're a Miami Heat fan. Everybody was talking junk about your team. It was just like, oh, the Miami Heat. Oh yeah, trash. They got their butts. The Bucks did all this to Miami. The Bucks didn't do a damn thing to Miami. Miami lost that series themselves. They couldn't buy a bucket. And I'm not talking about NBA Jam. They couldn't buy a bucket. The Bucks ain't do nothing. The Heat just beat themselves. Jimmy Buckets had one of the worst series I've seen in a long time.
Well, you learned hobbies like soup carving.
Mm-hmm. Giannis need to go get him a hobby. It's called winning playoff basketball games. Because in the playoffs, Giannis, you suspect too, sir. In the playoffs, your game just diminishes in certain ways, shapes, or forms. I just showed you how to Rudy Gobert, right? Kevin Durant and them giving you buckets. Blake Griffin dunking on you like it's nobody's business. He just flushed. He punched on you something heavy. Kyrie making you look stupid on the perimeter. Why are you on the perimeter? Stay your behind right on the block, sir. Stay on the block. You can't guard on the perimeter. I said this before. Angelita, have I not said this? Dalton, have you not heard me 100 times say that this guy cannot guard on the perimeter?
You said it. You said it.
Get him off the perimeter. Oh, by the way, well, Kevin Durant, did you hear his interview? Did you hear the interview that Giannis had? Oh, well, we really can't stop Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant. I thought you was Defensive Player of the Year. Sounds like somebody sounds defeated already. Again, oh, by the way, you're going to get defeated. I think it's a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. Either or. One of the two is happening. And then I could watch Budenhauser, who's a bootleg of a coach. I could watch him get booted out of Milwaukee. So that somebody else who really can coach could have the position. Because he sucks. Especially in playoff time. Trash. Okay? Garbage.
And if I remember correctly, James Harden, he was out last time they played when they beat the Bucks, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes, he was. And I'm glad you brought that point up. See, I love Dalton. This is why he is Mr. Consistent. For those out there who was talking all this trash about, Kevin Durant and James Harden and Kyrie haven't played together. And that's going to be a problem when the playoffs come. Wrong. Actually, it's a blessing in disguise that they haven't played but 7 games. Because guess what? It taught them how to play without each other. Because if they play with each other, oh my God. Oh my God. Have you seen what the Nets have just done in this playoffs?
Yep.
They've been the best team besides the Suns in the playoffs. The best team, the Nets, the Suns, the Jazz, and then everybody else can fall in line. But they've been the best team in the playoffs. Oh, what happens if they don't play defense? 86 points. Ask Milwaukee about that defense. Okay, ask them what just occurred. Getting a boot smoke. They down by 49. Mind you, you got the MVP, the reigning, defending. Oh, not anymore because Nikola Jokic just took his spot, and then Rudy Gobert took his spot on the Defensive Player of the Year. But nevertheless, that game was before that. So I'm gonna say the reigning, defending. Sounded like Brock Lesnar and his manager. Yeah. What happened? What happened to y'all? Chris Middleton, where you at?
Nowhere
Where
to
you
be
at?
found.
Playing Malcolm in the Middle? Where you at?
Probably so.
Where he at? He's nowhere to be found.
He's nowhere
But
to be
Blake
found.
Griffin is. But Blake Griffin is. Blake Griffin is back. Oh, yeah. He may not be dropping 20, 25 points a game. Oh, but Blake Griffin's bounce is back. He hitting jump shots. He back. He hitting three-pointers. He's back. They got a big three. Y'all just was worried about the wrong big three. Nets in 4 or 5. It's over, right? Speaking of another team, I want to talk about Joel Embiid. Let's talk about Joel Embiid real quick. Let's get into it. Joel Embiid and the 76ers. Thank God they won game 2. Thank God they won game 2. Because shout out to my guy, Dennis Holmes. I had a question for him. I really did. I really had a question for Dennis Holmes. And my question is, how in the hell did the 76ers win all these games with that roster? That roster is atrocious. Old Danny Green, Thibault, who averages 4 points a game, Ben Simmons, who can't hit a jump shot to save his life, or free throw, Dwight Howard, who is a journeyman now, I'm just wondering, how did y'all win all these games? And then I go back to coaching. And I say, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers coached them up. They play really good defense, right?
Yep.
Really good defense. Right? Because game 1, the Hawks gave y'all 128 points and was up 20. Joel Embiid put up 40 in a losing battle, 39, 9, and 4 in a losing battle. Right?
Right. And Hawks got lucky. I mean, they almost lost in game 1. They did survive.
But then, in game 2, the 76ers was up big in the first half, ended up only up, 2 points at halftime, and then pulled away in the fourth quarter. Shake Middleton had to come in off the bench and get him a spark. But they held Trae Young to 21 and 11, while Embiid went for 40 and 13. Another guy, by the way, who I think should have won MVP, who should have been way higher on the MVP note. We talking about Nikola Jokic, and then we're talking about guys who actually carry. We talking about carrying teams. And then we're talking about Joel Embiid. We're talking about guys like Chris Paul or Stephen Curry. I see y'all like to pick on the little guys, by the way. Y'all like to pick on Steph and Chris Paul. As much as I'm glad that a big man won the MVP this year, is just as sad as I am because I think it's under the wrong pretense. It's most valuable player, not most valuable team. If you took Joel Embiid off the 76ers, how many wins would the 76ers get for the season? Stephen Curry had 33, averaged 31, and the Warriors were 5 games over 500 and just lost in a play-in, which That's a new rule. They were 8th seed, so they should have been in the playoffs, right? Chris Paul comes on the team and just elevates them by 20 wins. Yeah, but no, we'll take Nikola Jokic because he's the cool thing. He's the cool face. He's the center who plays the .5, the guy who has great passing ability, who can score the ball, who can rebound but can't play no defense. Sounds similar to one LeBron James. Sounds real familiar. Sounds real LeBron James like. Or it sounds real Russell Westbrook like.
Yep.
Where's Russell right now? At home.
At
Where's
home,
LeBron
on
right
the
now?
couch.
Where's
Sitting on
LeBron
the
right
couch.
now?
At
On
home.
the couch. Guess who's next to be on the couch? Nikola Jokic. Watch
Yep.
what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Suns in 5. Watch what I tell you. But the 76ers, getting to them, they better be very careful. This Hawks team has a better roster than them up and down.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
if they don't play complete defense, this Hawks team will win in 6. Because you gotta have Embiid go for 40. Embiid has went for 40 both nights, and they split the series. Now we going to Atlanta, where Atlanta knows how to give it up, and Nate McMillan doing a great job coaching. Great job coaching. He's got John Collins and those guys locked in, and they want to win. Be careful. All right? Be careful.
And the thing is with the Hawks, I know they got better rosters though, but you never know with the Georgia. Sometimes they do. They're like a curse. They usually chokes in the playoffs. So
The Georgia curse. The Georgia curse.
yes, sir.
By the way, talking about teams who've been playing really good. All right, so top 3 teams in the playoffs right now to me: Nets, Suns, Jazz. Right off the top, 1, 2, 3. Most overrated players right now. Oh, best players right now in the playoffs: Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Chris Paul. Even though it's 1-1, I'll give it to Joel Embiid. Luka Doncic not in the playoffs no more, so I ain't put him on the list. Okay. Then I'll name Nikola Jokic. Okay. Those are my 5, 6. By the way,
For me, for top 3 playoff teams, I got the Suns, the Jazz, and the Nets. And the top 3 players, I would say Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, and Kevin Durant.
good choice. Speaking of Kevin Durant, can you put the picture up one time for Kevin Durant? One time, I got to give Kevin Durant some props too, being the best player in the world right now. By the way, he is the best player in the world. Okay, no question. All right, and with that being said, we're gonna go on commercial break in a moment. Listen, this playoffs done exposed bubble teams for sure, to the point where folks are lobbying for players again. We will talk about put Westbrook up real quick. Put Westbrook up. Put him up. I can't believe this. I can't believe this guy. Like, anybody hear this news? Westbrook might be going to LA. I mean, he is an LA guy, right? He did play at UCLA. We'll talk about it. And we'll talk about some football stuff coming up in just a moment when we return. Oh, they said they don't want me to go on break. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? I love it. I love it. We ain't got to go on
Me
break.
too.
Then.
I love it.
We ain't got to go on break then. We ain't got to go on break. Just make sure y'all like and share. Please like and share. Y'all gonna want to share this. All right. Russell Westbrook. Boy, oh boy. You went to the Washington Wizards, and I questioned it from the jump. I said, hey, you think you winning the championship in Washington? I know Bradley Beal is a gun. He's a 30-point sniper, second best scorer in the league. I knew that. But that roster was absolutely atrocious. So I didn't believe none of it. I'm like, Westbrook gonna go here and do the same thing he been doing. And what happened in the first round of the playoffs? The 76ers just booted him back to what he's normally used to doing, which is sitting at home after the first round since Kevin Durant left. Since he's not played with Kevin Durant. It don't matter who he play with. He could play with Carmelo Anthony. He could play with Paul George. He could play with Victor Oladipo. He can play with Bradley Beal. And the outcome's the same. He sits his ass on the bench. Oh, matter of fact, let me add James Harden to that list. And it still remains the same. He's sitting at home on the couch again. Nobody believed that move, man. Ain't nobody believe that. I knew that wasn't gonna last, dog. Did you think that him in Washington was gonna last?
No, it was not gonna last long.
Man, I kind of miss this guy. I don't want to say that I miss this guy on radio because people are gonna like pause. But I'll be honest, he's my brother. I miss him. But miss me with the BS. In the words of the initials DS, Devon Stanton. Miss me with the BS. All right, miss me with it. Nobody believed you were staying that long. For what reason? Scotty Brooks is your old coach. Okay, the one that ran away from you in OKC. Okay, ran away. He ain't gonna admit it, but I called Scotty up, and he said, "Damn it, the second go round was just like the first one. We didn't get nowhere. We didn't win no championship. We didn't win no championship, and he was annoying as hell. All these goddamn triple doubles that mean nothing. Okay." So LA going to the Lakers, I'm not shocked. You've been wanted to go to the Lakers. I don't even know why LeBron James and Rich Paul and them just didn't lobby for you to begin with. Why? Yeah, I was so worried about getting Anthony Davis. Should have just got both of them. Why? Because the league would have been like, you damn culture vulture, you best basketball player in Horton, wanna be the GOAT. Mother, you are. I ain't gonna be shocked. Let him go to the Lakers. Let him go to the Lakers because LeBron James need a saving grace as usual.
Yep.
You get AD, you win a bubble championship. I mean, it's still counting the record books. But then you missed the playoffs year one with the Lakers, and you went home in the first round with the Lakers. So before I decide to check out and go back to Miami or go back to Cleveland or one of those teams, let me acquire one of these guys. Let me go get Westbrook or let me go get Lillard. If I'm Damian Lillard, I stay right in Portland.
Same. I would if I'm him. I would
Stay
be
loyal.
staying.
Stay loyal. Be thirsty, my friend. Stay loyal. Go to stay in Portland. Because if you ever make a move like that, like the Kevin Durant crap, 73-9. Now they blow that up. And Kevin Durant went there, boy, you never hear the end of it. Stay loyal. Okay? Westbrook, bro, you're starting to become a journeyman. Okay? For somebody who got so many triple doubles, it's supposed to be so valuable. You're starting to look like a journeyman. Okay? I hear about people in moving all these teams to make accomplishments. This would be team number what for you? 4? And 3 in the last, 5 years? Bro. Come on with the S. Should have just went to LA. I don't know what's going on. Them triple doubles just don't equal championships. They just don't. And I want you to go to LA. You want to know why I want you to go to LA? I want you to go to LA because hopefully you'll win a championship. Hopefully you'll win a championship. But if you don't win a championship, I'm going to say, I told you so. Because this is what happened. You go
Absolutely
somewhere,
pathetic.
it doesn't happen. It just doesn't work. That triple double stuff don't compute.
And the
Okay?
thing is with Russell Westbrook, when he was with the Thunders, they couldn't get the job done, beat the Heat in the finals.
Couldn't get the job done. They tried to get Paul George, couldn't get the job done. They tried to get Victor Oladipo, couldn't get the job done. They tried their best. They tried and tried. Then he went to Houston. He tried it with James Harden. It didn't work. Oh, then you went with Bradley Beal, and you got booted. I mean, I'll wait. I can't wait. I hope it happens. I really do. I hope it happens. So when y'all get beat again, and then this time when you get beat, LeBron can go jump ship again. Then I'll go right back to the segment and this right here, because Angelita saves them all. They're all, you can play every single one of these shows, I'm sure, on WDAP Radio TV. You can play them. Go watch them. I'm going to say I said it once and I say it again. Until Westbrook changes his game, not winning. Not winning. His game doesn't compute to rings. Now,
Well, the thing is about Russell Westbrook, I know he's got time though, but if he retired without winning a championship, he still would not be the best player without the ring.
Dalton, that's going to be another topic for another show coming up. By the way, shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. Dalton just definitely dropped a gem. Dropping gems. Because I seen something about supposedly Westbrook's career better than Iverson's. We won't go there. I'm not going there. I don't have enough time. Don't got enough time. We ain't got enough time on this show to go there. So we'll go there on another show. Okay. But speaking of folks talking about ain't nobody stopping us. Can you put up this picture real quick? Oh, ain't nobody stopping us coming from Michael G. All right, we're going to segue right into the NFL. Why not? 8 minutes, we can talk about this guy here. This guy, he's got me laughing. It's my butt off. Ain't nobody stopping us this year.
Oh, goodness.
You know what? This would be the perfect time, Dalton, for that famous saying of yours to come out.
Pathetic.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it was that one. It's that one that does it for me. Pathetic. Just absolutely atrocious. Don't you agree with that statement? Nobody stopping the Cowboys?
I don't agree with that at all.
Why not?
Well, the thing is, like, no matter what, I mean, if you got a good offense or not, though, I mean, people just don't need to run their mouth. Like, if it was me, I would just shut up and play football, though. I just don't get really too cocky, though.
Ooh wee, Dalton, did I just hear you get mad? It sounded like you got mad right there.
I'm not really that mad. I mean, just
tell him that one more time. Say that one more time for them.
Which one? When I said cocky?
Yeah, tell him why you don't agree with that again.
Because that's why people don't need to get too cocky. They need to shut up and play football. That's just my honest opinion.
And with that being said, Michael Gallup. I know you got cowboy in your name because you like to gallop around. You know, gallop around winning anything besides the NFC East divisional title, which has eluded you for the last couple years. Yeah, Mike, I'm just wondering. Nobody gonna stop. I don't see nobody stopping y'all, huh? Well, guess what? Week 1, Tampa Bay's probably going to give you a rude awakening in which they're probably going to smoke y'all boots. Week 1. Tom Brady is coming into town. Somebody I don't like, but Tom Brady's coming into town with that team, and that team is still stacked from last year. They're probably going to smoke your boots. That defense
And
is probably
Buccaneers defense.
that Buccaneers defense probably going to put Dak on his back again. Okay. All right. I don't know. And matter of fact, I would honestly say that Michael Gallup probably has less than 60 yards in this game. In game 1, since you don't think nobody's stopping y'all, I don't see anybody stopping us. Okay. Right. You know what? I almost agree with that. You know what, Dalton? You know what? I'm an ignorant think for a second. Shout out to Dennis Holmes. I'll ignorant think for a second. You right. I don't see nobody stopping us but ourselves. But yourself. You right. You the only person that's gonna stop y'all. You and the rest of the Cowboys team. The only people that's gonna stop y'all from actually winning the division, from actually making. Listen, I got a better chance. I think I have a better chance of seeing Austin Powers' father in a movie than y'all having a date with the NFC Championship game. I think I got a better chance of seeing Michael Jackson moonwalk right now across my studio floor than y'all making the Super Bowl. I think I got a better chance of hearing Ray Charles say, "You got the right one, baby," than y'all making the NFC Championship game. Ridiculous, bruh. Y'all may not even win the division. Are you serious? Let alone ain't nobody stopping y'all. What kind of crap? Like, if I was all the other Cowboys, I'd put lassos around you and then tape your mouth. And go outside for practice and go out to the practice because you know they have no TAs and minicamp right now. And I would use you as one of those targets that they, the quarterbacks use for the football to see about their accuracy. And I would throw every football at your face. I'd make sure I put a helmet on. I'll put a helmet on you though. But I'd throw every football at your face. Shut it up, Michael Gallup. Shut up.
He just flapping his gums.
Just flapping them gums. Just bumping them gums like it's nobody's business. Bro, y'all gonna get y'all boots smoked. Matter of fact, I'm gonna laugh because if y'all get y'all boots smoked and y'all don't get in the playoffs again, if Washington so happens to be better than y'all, the no-name football team happens to be better than y'all again, or the Eagles get better than y'all, get better this year, or the Giants who look like they could get better this year, who were better than y'all last year. Wasn't the Cowboys third place last year?
Cowboys were in third place.
Third in the division, right? Third, right?
Yes, sir.
Michael, shut up, okay? Just shut up. Dalton said it best. Play football. Shut your mouth, okay? Nobody believes you. You need more people. All right, moving on. Moving on from Michael Gallup and his nonsense. Let's talk about Julio Jones before we end the show. We're going to start with Julio. Finish with Julio. Because I'm finished with Julio. We're going to finish with Julio because I'm finished with Julio. Julio Jones. I thought you wanted a big arm quarterback.
Yeah, I thought you wanted to, but now you deal with that Ryan Tannehill.
Hold on. Let me do what my guy Ron Thomas does in the camera. Bro, the Falcons traded Julio Jones for a second round pick. Shows you how much Julio Jones is worth. You can't get a first round pick for Julio?
Honestly, I would have been surprised if they would get first round. The reason why, because he's not young anymore. He's like 33 or something. I figured he ain't worth first round pick anymore. I figured he could have been like a second round or fourth round because of the age.
But that's interesting. I'm glad that you say that, Dalton. But didn't a certain team get Odell Beckham for a first rounder, and he's more injury prone than the Lord allow. Would you rather have a 33-year-old wide receiver who produces in some ways, shapes, or form, or would you rather have a wide receiver who plays 4 games a year and then gets injured and then you don't see him for the rest of the year?
I'll take like a 33-year-old.
Right, I'll take Julio Jones for $500 and a first round pick, but they only got a second and a fourth, and they're giving up or a second and a sixth, and I think they're giving up a fourth. Atlanta, Julio, bruh, you just hit me with the J.J. Watt deception speech again. You wanted a big arm quarterback, but you went to Ryan Tannehill. Just like J.J. Watt wanted to win championships, supposedly, and he didn't win there.
Went to Cardinals.
And told us all it wasn't about money, but it really was. Julio, I just want to say thanks for coming. Your career, thanks for coming. I don't know how long you're going to stay in Tennessee, but thanks for coming and having 0 rings, sir. You will be another one of those most influential wide receivers who will end up with 0 rings. Chris Carter. No. Is Chris Carter one? Oh, Chris Carter might be one. Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Alvin Johnson. Yeah. Larry Fitzgerald. I guess you could go on the list too, right? Julio won't fit right on the list with the rest of them. Julio Jones. Have fun with that. Okay, have fun. I can't wait to see you in the Titans uniform, by the way, because you got to play the Bills. Oh, boy. Have fun. Can't wait to see that. We'll get into it more on another show because they already have Julio Jones and A.J. Brown as the best 1-2 wide receiver tandem in the league. And that, folks, is absolutely – Dalton, can I get that phrase one more time?
Pathetic.
Pathetic. You haven't even seen these two play together, and they're already number one somehow. Right. With that being said, this has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I got more to say. Trust and believe me. Show tonight, most likely, by the way. Show tonight. Well, we will get into it extensively. I want to shout out to everybody who was on Twitch, everybody who was on YouTube, everybody who was on Facebook. And shout you out for watching. Shout you out for tuning in. And best believe the next show that I have, I'm coming to set some things straight with my guy, the consistent one, Dalton D-Man Smith. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, including wrestling too. So don't get it twisted. We talk about everything. All right. Buffalo's WDAP Radio, WDAP TV, Spreaker.com. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do. Click, subscribe. All right. Have a wonderful day. Beautiful Thursday. Go enjoy.
Yeah. It's a Rise Up Family exclusive. Number one sports community organization in the world. Second to none. I know what it is. I had to do this.